Hello students, our second unit is ferromagnetism and antiferromagnetism. So regarding the magnetic materials, there are five types of magnetic materials known as ferromagnetic material, paramagnetic material, diamagnetic material, antiferromagnetic material and ferrimagnetic material. These are the five different class of magnetic materials. Why these are called magnetic materials means the materials which are affected by external magnetic field are known as magnetic materials. So if we consider ferromagnetic material, what is ferromagnetic material? The materials which are attracted towards the external magnetic field. So these materials are called ferromagnetic materials. The materials which are moderately attracted by the magnetic field are called paramagnetic materials. The materials which are repelled by external magnetic field are called diamagnetic materials. So we should learn about the remaining two magnetic materials in the next class. These three materials and their properties are studied in the presence of external magnetic field. So every material have some magnetic properties, whether it may orient, whether it may attract or repel or moderately repel or moderately attract. It depends upon the material. So every material will be affected by the external magnetic field. Let us consider the first magnetic material called as ferromagnetic material. What is ferromagnetic material? The materials which are strongly attracted by the external magnetic field are called ferromagnetic material. Iron, cobalt, nickel are the examples of ferromagnetic materials. So in today's class we will discuss about what is ferromagnetism and what is Weiss domain theory. In 1907, Weiss discovered this ferromagnetic theory based upon the domains. For example, if we consider iron is a perfect example of ferromagnetic material. There are several number of electrons in an iron crystal or a iron sheet. So there are number of electrons in a iron sheet or an iron compound. So each electron will have some dipole moment. So that what is dipole moment? So in an atom, so if you consider a single valence electron, so there are several number of electrons. So this electron is separated by a constant distance r, hence this will constitute a dipole. Hence each individual atom will have some dipole moment. So there are several number of dipole moments in a molecule. So let us consider iron sheet, which is a ferromagnetic material. What Weiss proposed that there are some regions in a ferromagnetic material known as domains. In each domain, these electrons having magnetic dipole moments will orient in single direction. In this dipole moment, the electrons are oriented in this direction. So this is another domain having the magnetic dipole moments oriented in this direction. This is another domain having dipole moments oriented in this direction. This is another domain having dipole moments oriented in a single direction. So what Weiss proposed that every ferromagnetic material is subdivided into small regions called as domains. Each domain is having a similarly aligned magnetic dipole moments of electrons. So all these electrons in this group are having magnetic dipole, that means they are magnetized in a single direction. These are so, but if you consider the total magnetization, total magnetization of this magnetic ferromagnetic material is 0. That is, if it is directed in this direction, so in order to compensate this, there exists some other domain such that these two will cancel each other, so that the total magnetization is equal to 0. So according to this, there are 10 power 9 to 10 power 15 atoms present in each domain. So what is a domain? The similarly or the alignment of dipole moments which are oriented in a single small region are called as a domain. In each domain there are nearly 10 power 19 to 10 power 15 atoms. They group together, they form the ferromagnetic material. The first postulate of Weis domain theory is, in ferromagnetic materials, all the dipole moments are oriented in a small regions called as domains. In each domain there are nearly 10 power 9 to 10 power 15 domains. They are magnetized. Magnetized means they are oriented in a fixed direction such that the total magnetization of this ferromagnetic material is equal to 0. So this is the first postulate. Next, second postulate is, if you apply the external magnetic field to this ferromagnetic material, all these dipole moments oriented in different directions, they will tries to magnetize in the direction of external magnetic field. So this process of alignment of magnetic dipole moments in the presence of external magnetic field having intensity H is called as magnetization. The magnetization is the process of alignment of magnetic dipole moments in the direction of external magnetic field having intensity H. So if you find out the ratio of magnetization with that of external magnetic field, then we will study the property called susceptibility. So susceptibility is the phenomenon which is observed in the presence of external magnetic field, and how these dipole moments are magnetized. So they are strongly magnetized. That's why the susceptibility is greater than it is. Magnetization is more in case of ferromagnetic materials. All these dipoles are easily aligned in the direction of external magnetic field. So from this we can calculate the susceptibility. You can also write this theory to the fourth unit, susceptibility and saturation magnetic theory also. So the same topic can be repeated in the fourth unit also. Right. So the first postulate is domain theory. Second postulate is, when we apply the magnetic field, the magnetization increases non-linearly. Right. How this non-linearly magnetization with the effect of external magnetic field is studied with the help of hysteresis effect. ఎక్స్టర్నల్ మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ ఫీల్డ్తో పాటు మ్యాగ్నటైజేషన్ ఎలా మారుతుంది? నాన్ లీనియర్గా మారుతుంది. లీనియర్గా కాదంటే హెచ్ పెరిగినప్పుడల్లా మ్యాగ్నటైజేషన్ ప్యారలల్గా పెరగటం లేదు. సో it is non-linear. It is in the form of a hystereal loop. That effect is called hysteresis effect. So let us explain the hysteresis loop or saturation magnetization in a ferromagnetic material. So we are applying to a ferromagnetic material, we are applying external magnetic field having intensity H. So if you draw the graph between the intensity of applied magnetic field versus magnetization, initially at zero magnetic field means in the absence of external magnetic field, all the domains are oriented in different direction, as we know, but the resultant magnetization is zero. If you increase the external magnetic field, these dipoles will tries to orient in the direction of external magnetic field, that is the magnetization increases linearly, increases up to ఎక్కడి వరకు అంటే such that all the dipole moments are aligned in the direction of external magnetic field. Here they are differently oriented. Here all are oriented in the direction of external magnetic field. So this is the saturation period. After that, if you increase the magnetic field, there is no change in the orientation of dipoles. So this point at which all the dipoles are oriented in the direction of external magnetic field is called saturation magnetization. What is saturation magnetization? If you increase the strength of applied magnetic field from 0 to maximum, at a maximum applied magnetic field, all the dipoles will be oriented in the direction of applied magnetic field. After that, if you increase the external magnetic field, there is no change in the orientation of external magnetic field. If you decrease the magnetic field, these dipoles will try to align in their own direction. So magnetization decreases. That is, they are in this way, but they change the direction in this way. So if you decrease the magnetic field again from maximum value to minimum, they are try to align in the direction of their original positions, up to which even if the applied magnetic field is zero, even if the applied magnetic field is zero, here if you are decreasing the external magnetic field, even the external magnetic field is zero, there is some magnetization. That is, some of the domains are still in the direction of external magnetic field. Due to that, there exists some magnetization. Maybe some are will be aligned in their own direction, but some of the dipoles are, some of the magnetic moments are still in the external field direction. Due to that, there exists some magnetization. This point, the existence of magnetization even in the absence of external magnetic field is called as retentive magnetization. If you further the external magnetic field to negative values, so this is saturation, that is almost constant here. So if you further decrease the external magnetic field to a negative magnetic field, at a particular magnetic field, this magnetization zero means all the dipoles are in their original directions. That is like this. This point at which the negative magnetic field, the point at which the magnetization is zero at negative magnetic field is called coercive magnetic field. This point is coercive magnetic field. If you further increase the external magnetic field, this is coercive magnetic field, which is indicated with HC. This is retentive magnetization, this is called MR. Saturation magnetization, that is indicated with MS. So if you further increase the external magnetic field towards the negative value, the magnetization is exactly opposite to this direction. So here all the dipoles are oriented in this direction. At the same magnetic field in the negative region, all these dipoles will orient opposite to the direction of external magnetic field. So this is also known as the saturation magnetization in the presence of negative magnetic field. This is called as saturation magnetization. If you after that, even though if you increase the external magnetic field, these dipoles will be in this direction only, so there is no change. This point is called saturation magnetization. If you decrease the magnetic field to 0, even though at 0 magnetic field there exists some magnetization called as retentive magnetization. What is retentive magnetization? Even though in the absence of external magnetic field, some of the dipoles are still in the direction of external magnetic field. Remaining dipoles are oriented in different directions. ఈ పాయింట్కి వచ్చేటప్పటికి కొన్ని డైపోల్స్ అదే డైరెక్షన్లో మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ ఫీల్డ్ డైరెక్షన్లో ఉండడం వలన కొంత మ్యాగ్నటైజేషన్ అనేది ఉంది. దీన్నే రిటర్న్ మ్యాగ్నటైజేషన్ అంటారు. నెక్స్ట్, ఇఫ్ యూ అగైన్ ఇంక్రీజ్ ద ఎక్స్టర్నల్ మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ ఫీల్డ్ to a positive value at a particular magnetic field called coercive magnetic field, the magnetization is 0, that is the system will be like this. And if we further increase the external magnetic field, all the dipole moments will be oriented in the direction of external magnetic field. This is the behavior of magnetization with the help of external magnetic field. So in a Weis ferromagnetic theory, the magnetization versus applied magnetic field is not linear. It is in the form of a hysteresis loop. In hysteresis loop, we have 2 saturation magnetization regions, 2 retentive magnetization regions, 2 coercive magnetic fields.